Welcome everyone. This is GL's Supplemental Review. Today, we will be discussing 25 items of general education questions in preparation for September 2023 board exam for teachers. Prayer. Our Father, I turn to you seeking your divine help and mercy as I ask for your grace to help me pass my board exam. I ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that I can remember everything I have studied. Please do not abandon me in this time of need, but grant me the favor I seek. I ask this in your holy name. Amen. Taking the time to review and improve your knowledge and skills is a crucial step in becoming a licensed professional teacher, LPT. By committing to a thorough and dedicated review process, you'll be better equipped to succeed in the LPT exam and, more importantly, to excel in your teaching career. As you review, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the principles and practices of effective teaching, and you'll be able to apply this knowledge in the classroom to help your students succeed. Remember that becoming an LPT is not just about passing an exam. It's about committing to a lifelong pursuit of excellence in teaching. So take the time to review thoroughly, and know that your efforts will be rewarded with a fulfilling and impactful career as an LPT. As a teacher preparing for the board exam, you know how important it is to have access to high-quality resources and support. By subscribing to this channel, you'll gain access to expert guidance, comprehensive study materials, and proven strategies for success on the board exam. Our content is designed specifically to help teachers like you ace the exam and achieve your professional goals. Don't miss out on this opportunity to get the edge you need to succeed. Subscribe to our channel today and join our community of aspiring educators. Thank you for your support. Subscription is free. Please click the subscribe button, including the notification bell, to be updated on our newest videos. For teachers who are preparing for their board exam, this saying can serve as a reminder to believe in yourselves and your abilities. It's natural to feel nervous or overwhelmed when faced with a challenge like an exam, but it's important to remember that you have worked hard to get to this point and that you are capable of achieving your goals. By trusting in your knowledge, skills, and experience, you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way during the exam preparation process. Ultimately, it's your self-belief and determination that will drive you forward and help you succeed. Question number 1. A speck of dust can blank an inflamed eye. A. Cure. B. Annoy. C. Aggravate. D. Calm. A speck of dust can blank an inflamed eye. For question number 1, the correct answer is C. Aggravate. Question number 2. Economists feel blank about the rising prices of basic commodities. A. Anxious. B. Enthusiastic. C. Eager. D. Energized. Economists feel blank about the rising prices of basic commodities. For question number 2, the correct answer is A. Anxious. Rising prices of basic commodities can be an indicator of inflation and can lead to negative impacts on the economy, such as decreased purchasing power, reduced consumer spending, and reduced economic growth. Therefore, economists may feel concerned and anxious about the potential negative consequences of rising prices. Question number 3. They tried to blank a philosophy of nonviolence. A. Collect. B. Adapt. C. Convince. D. Adopt. They tried to blank a philosophy of nonviolence. For question number 3, the correct answer is D. Adopt. Let us discuss all the option here. Collect. This option does not fit the context of the sentence. Collect a philosophy of nonviolence doesn't make sense because a philosophy is not something that can be collected like an object. Convince. Convince a philosophy of nonviolence is grammatically incorrect. A person can be convinced to adopt a philosophy of nonviolence, but a philosophy cannot be convinced. The words adopt and adapt have similar meanings but are used in different contexts and convey slightly different ideas. Adopt means to take something on as one's own or to choose and follow a particular course of action. For example, you might adopt a new habit or a new way of thinking. In the context of the original sentence, adopt means to take on a philosophy of nonviolence as one's own belief system. Adapt, on the other hand, means to adjust or modify something to fit a new or changing situation. For example, you might adapt your behavior or your plans to fit the needs of a changing environment. In the context of the original sentence, adapt could mean modifying or adjusting a philosophy of nonviolence to fit a particular situation or context. So, while both words involve making changes to something, adopt implies a more complete and permanent acceptance, while adapt implies a more flexible and situational adjustment. Question number 4. Sturdy and strong, the Filipinos are like the molave, is blank. A. Metaphor. B. Synecdoche. C. Simile. D. Irony. Sturdy and strong, the Filipinos are like the molave, is blank. For question number 4, the correct answer is C. Simile. It uses the word like to compare the Filipinos to the molave tree, which suggests that they share the same characteristics of strength and resilience. Metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that directly compares two things by stating that one thing is another. It's often used to create a deeper meaning or a more vivid image in the reader's mind. Here are some examples. Life is a journey. This metaphor compares life to a journey, suggesting that we travel through different experiences and face challenges along the way. Her heart is a rose. This metaphor compares a person's heart to a rose, suggesting that it is beautiful but also delicate and vulnerable. The world is a stage. This metaphor compares the world to a stage, suggesting that we are all actors playing our roles in life. Synecdoche. A figure of speech in which a part is used to represent the whole or the whole is used to represent a part. For example, all hands on deck. The word hands is used to represent the whole person, meaning everyone should come and help, not just their hands. The city of Tokyo won the bid to host the Olympics. The word Tokyo is used to represent the people of Tokyo, who will be the hosts of the Olympics. Irony. A literary device in which the opposite of what is expected happens or is said. There are several types of irony, including verbal, situational, and dramatic irony. Here are some examples. Verbal irony. A person says one thing but means the opposite. For example, if it's raining heavily and someone says, "What a beautiful day." Situational irony. The opposite of what is expected happens in a particular situation. For example, a fire station burns down. Dramatic irony. The audience knows something that the characters in the story do not. For example, in Romeo and Juliet, the audience knows that Juliet is not really dead, but Romeo believes she is and kills himself. Question number 5. What is the last line of the following nursery rhyme? Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum. A. And danced for a while. B. And said, "What a good boy am I." C. And opened my Christmas gift. D. And have some fun. What is the last line of the following nursery rhyme? Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum. For question number 5, the correct answer is B. And said, "What a good boy am I." The Little Jack Horner nursery rhyme has been around for centuries, and its origin is not entirely clear. However, there are a few theories about its meaning and background. One theory suggests that the rhyme is about Thomas Horner, a steward to the abbot of Glastonbury in the 16th century. According to the story, the abbot sent Horner to London with a Christmas pie that contained the deeds to several valuable estates. Horner, who was a clever and scheming man, removed the deed to the Mells Manor estate and hid it in his plum thumb. When he returned to Glastonbury, he presented the remaining pie to the abbot and declared, "What a good boy am I," as a way of concealing his theft. Another theory suggests that the rhyme is about Jack Horner, a boy who lived in the 18th century and was a ward of a wealthy family. According to this theory, Jack was given a Christmas pie that contained a plum as a reward for being a good boy. Regardless of the true origin of the rhyme, Little Jack Horner remains a popular nursery rhyme that is often taught to young children. Question number 6. Tissue is to organ while man is to blank. A. Woman. B. Animal. C. Cell. D. Community. Tissue is to organ while man is to blank. For question number 6, the correct answer is D. Community. The relationship between tissue and organ is that tissue is a group of similar cells that work together to perform a specific function, while an organ is a group of tissues that work together to perform a specific function in the body. Similarly, the relationship between man and community is that man is an individual human being, while a community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Question number 7. Some preachers suggest the blank that the end of the world is near. A. Prophecy. B. Proposal. C. Prophetic. D. Prophet. Some preachers suggest the blank that the end of the world is near. For question number 7, the correct answer is A. Prophecy. A prophecy is a prediction of something to come, often thought to have divine inspiration or supernatural insight. In the context of the sentence, preachers are suggesting the prophecy that the end of the world is near. The word proposal refers to a suggestion or plan put forward for consideration, and prophetic describes something relating to a prophecy or having the characteristics of a prophecy. A prophet is a person who is believed to have direct communication with a deity or supernatural being and who can see and interpret the future. However, in the context of the sentence, the word prophecy fits best. Question number 8. Which of the following books of Leo Tolstoy is considered as the greatest novel ever written? A. Resurrection. B. Boyhood. C. War and Peace. D. The Death of Ivan Ilyich. Which of the following books of Leo Tolstoy is considered as the greatest novel ever written? For question number 8, the correct answer is C. War and Peace. War and Peace is an epic novel that Tolstoy wrote between 1865 and 1869, which tells the story of the French invasion of Russia in 1812 and the impact of the Napoleonic era on Tsarist society through the stories of 5 Russian aristocratic families. It is known for its depth of characterization, complex plot, and philosophical themes, and is widely regarded as a masterpiece of world literature. Resurrection, Boyhood, and The Death of Ivan Ilyich are also notable works of Tolstoy, but War and Peace is generally considered his greatest achievement. Question number 9. He wrote Annabel Lee. A. Mark Twain. B. T. S. Eliot. C. Edgar Allan Poe. D. Sinclair Lewis. He wrote Annabel Lee. For question number 9, the correct answer is C. Edgar Allan Poe. Annabel Lee is a poem that was published by Poe in 1849, shortly after his death. It tells the story of the speaker's love for a beautiful young woman named Annabel Lee, who dies and is taken away by the angels. The poem is known for its musicality, romanticism, and haunting imagery, and is considered one of Poe's greatest works. Mark Twain. Mark Twain was the pen name of Samuel Langhorne Clemens, 1835–1910, an American writer and humorist. He is best known for his novels, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which are considered classics of American literature. Twain's writing often used satire and humor to comment on social issues and to explore the human condition. T. S. Eliot. T. S. Eliot, 1888–1965, was an American-born British poet, playwright, and literary critic. He is considered one of the most important poets of the 20th century and is known for works such as The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, The Wasteland, and Four Quartets. Eliot's writing often explores themes of disillusionment, despair, and the struggle to find meaning in a fragmented and uncertain world. Sinclair Lewis, 1885–1951, was an American novelist and playwright. He was the first American to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, which he received in 1930. Lewis is known for works such as Main Street, Babbitt, and Aerosmith, which often satirize American society and culture. His writing often explores themes of conformity, materialism, and the tension between individuality and community. Question number 10. The Kyoto Protocol, which requires countries to reduce greenhouse emission, is a practice that advocates blank. A. Environmental protection. B. Sustainable potential. C. Forest demolition. D. Greenhouse protection. The Kyoto Protocol, which requires countries to reduce greenhouse emission, is a practice that advocates blank. For question number 10, the correct answer is A. Environmental protection. The Kyoto Protocol is an international treaty that was adopted in Kyoto, Japan, in 1997. The goal of the treaty is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in order to combat global warming and climate change. The treaty requires participating countries to set targets for reducing their greenhouse gas emissions, and to work towards meeting those targets through a variety of means, such as investing in renewable energy, improving energy efficiency, and reducing emissions from transportation and industry. The Kyoto Protocol is a major example of international efforts to address the environmental challenges facing the world, and its focus on reducing greenhouse gas emissions is a clear indication of its commitment to environmental protection. Question number 11. A group of tissues working together to perform a complex task. A. Cell. B. Organ. C. Organ system. D. Organism. A group of tissues working together to perform a complex task. For question number 11, the correct answer is B. Organ. An organ is a group of tissues that work together to perform a specific function or set of functions within an organism. Organs are often specialized and have a particular shape or structure that allows them to carry out their functions effectively. Examples of organs include the heart, lungs, liver, and brain. Cell. A cell is the basic unit of life and the smallest structure capable of performing all the functions necessary for life. Cells are found in all living organisms, and they vary in size, shape, and function. Examples of cells include red blood cells, nerve cells, and skin cells. Organ system. An organ system is a group of organs that work together to perform a specific function or set of functions within an organism. Examples of organ systems include the respiratory system, the digestive system, and the circulatory system. Organism. An organism is a living individual that can carry out all the functions necessary for life. Examples of organisms include plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria. Question number 12. What will cause the process of respiration to stop? A. Absence of oxygen. B. Absence of carbon dioxide. C. Water. D. Sunlight. What will cause the process of respiration to stop? For question number 12, the correct answer is A. Absence of oxygen. Respiration is a process by which living organisms take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. The process of respiration requires oxygen to produce energy through cellular respiration. Without oxygen, the energy production process would stop, and respiration would also stop. Carbon dioxide, on the other hand, is a waste product that is removed from the body during respiration, so its absence would not stop respiration. Water and sunlight are not directly involved in the process of respiration and would not cause it to stop. Question number 13. A structure of animal cell that is involved in mitosis. A. Golgi. B. Chromosome. C. Nucleus. D. Centriole. A structure of animal cell that is involved in mitosis. For question number 13, the correct answer is D. Centriole. Centrioles are cylindrical structures made up of microtubules and are involved in cell division, specifically in the formation of the spindle fibers that help to separate the chromosomes during mitosis. They are found in animal cells and some protists, but are not present in plant cells. Question number 14. The Philippines lies in a place when there are many volcanoes, which makes it prone to blank. A. Drought. B. Rainfall. C. Volcanic eruption. D. Earthquakes. The Philippines lies in a place when there are many volcanoes, which makes it prone to blank. For question number 14, the correct answer is D. Earthquakes. The Philippines is an archipelagic country in Southeast Asia, located in the western Pacific Ocean. It is situated between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer, and is bordered by the Philippine Sea to the east, the South China Sea to the west, and the Celebes Sea to the south. The Philippines is composed of 7,641 islands, with a total land area of approximately 300,000 square kilometers. It is divided into three main geographical areas: Luzon in the north, Visayas in the central part, and Mindanao in the south. The Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is a region characterized by a lot of volcanic and seismic activity due to the movement of tectonic plates. The Philippines has numerous active volcanoes and is also prone to earthquakes, typhoons, and other natural disasters. Question number 15. He was known as the father of abstract painting. A. Christopher Marlowe. B. Leonardo da Vinci. C. Vincent van Gogh. D. Wassily Kandinsky. He was known as the father of abstract painting. For question number 15, the correct answer is D. Wassily Kandinsky. Wassily Kandinsky is a Russian painter and art theorist who is credited with creating some of the first purely abstract works of art. Kandinsky believed that art should be free from representational content and that artists should express their innermost feelings and ideas through color, line, and form. He played a major role in the development of abstract art in the early 20th century, and his legacy continues to influence artists today. Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe is an English playwright, poet, and translator who lived during the Elizabethan era. He is best known for his plays, which include Dr. Faustus and Tamburlaine the Great. Marlowe is often considered one of the most important figures in the development of English drama. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian artist and inventor who lived during the Renaissance. He is widely considered one of the greatest artists of all time and is known for works such as the Mona Lisa and The Last Supper. Da Vinci was also a scientist and inventor, and his ideas and inventions have had a lasting impact on fields such as anatomy, physics, and engineering. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch post-impressionist painter who lived in the late 19th century. He is known for his bold, colorful style and his emotional and expressive use of brushstrokes. Van Gogh's most famous works include Starry Night and Sunflowers. Question number 16. Pre-colonial trade in the Philippines was prosperous. What system did they use for their business transaction? A. Gold. B. Barter. C. Credit. D. Cash. Pre-colonial trade in the Philippines was prosperous. What system did they use for their business transaction? For question number 16, the correct answer is B. Barter. Pre-colonial trade in the Philippines was largely conducted through a barter system. Barter is a system of exchange where goods or services are directly traded for other goods or services without the use of money. In the pre-colonial Philippines, traders exchanged goods such as textiles, ceramics, and metals for other goods that they needed. For example, a trader might exchange a bolt of cloth for a quantity of rice or spices. This system of barter was facilitated by a network of traders who traveled throughout the islands and established trade relationships with other communities. While gold was also used as a form of currency in some parts of the Philippines during the pre-colonial period, it was not the primary system of exchange for most transactions. Question number 17. A mango tree is planted beside a sampaguita plant. What kind of symbiosis relationship is demonstrated? A. Parasitism. B. Mutualism. C. Competition. D. Predation. A mango tree is planted beside a sampaguita plant. What kind of symbiosis relationship is demonstrated? For question number 17, the correct answer is C. Competition. The relationship between the mango tree and the sampaguita plant is an example of competition. Competition is a type of symbiotic relationship where two or more organisms compete for the same resource, and in this case, the mango tree and the sampaguita plant could be considered to be competing for the resource of sunlight. While the mango tree provides shade for the sampaguita plant, it also limits the amount of sunlight that the sampaguita plant can receive. Symbiotic relationships are interactions between two or more species in which they live in close association with each other. There are three types of symbiotic relationships: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Mutualism. In mutualism, both species benefit from the relationship. For example, certain species of birds eat ticks and other parasites off of the skin of large mammals, which helps keep the mammals healthy while providing food for the birds. Another example of mutualism is the relationship between bees and flowers, where the bees collect nectar from flowers to make honey, while also helping to pollinate the flowers. Commensalism. In commensalism, one species benefits from the relationship while the other is unaffected. For example, some species of birds build their nests in trees, which provides shelter for the birds but does not harm the tree. Similarly, certain species of fish swim close to whales, feeding on the small organisms that are attracted to the whale's skin, while the whale is unaffected by the presence of the fish. Parasitism. In parasitism, one species benefits from the relationship at the expense of the other. For example, fleas and ticks live on the skin of dogs and other animals, feeding on their blood and causing harm to the host. Similarly, certain species of plants have evolved to produce toxic chemicals that prevent other plants from growing nearby, giving them an advantage in obtaining resources. Symbiotic relationships are an important aspect of ecology, as they can have a significant impact on the survival and evolution of different species. By working together, species can adapt to changing environmental conditions and achieve greater success in their respective niches. Question number 18. If I had been in the Philippines at that time, I, blank, participated in the research project. A. Was. B. Were. C. Could have. D. Will be. If I had been in the Philippines at that time, I, blank, participated in the research project. For question number 18, the correct answer is C. Could have. The sentence is in the past tense and is a hypothetical or contrary to fact statement. The correct form to use here is the past perfect tense, which is formed using the auxiliary verb, had, and the past participle of the main verb, been. This form indicates that something did not happen in the past, but could have happened if certain conditions were met. Therefore, the correct sentence is, if I had been in the Philippines at that time, I could have participated in the research project. Question number 19. The foreign delegates were the center of attention. What figure of speech is being exemplified by the statement? A. Simile. B. Metaphor. C. Hyperbole. D. Onomatopoeia. The figure of speech being exemplified by the statement the foreign delegates were the center of attention, is B. Metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech that compares two things by stating that one thing is another. In this sentence, the foreign delegates are being compared to the center of attention, which is a figurative way of saying that they were the focus of everyone's attention. Simile. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two things using the words, like, or, as. An example of a simile would be, her eyes sparkled like diamonds. Hyperbole. A hyperbole is a figure of speech that uses exaggeration to make a point. An example of a hyperbole would be, I've told you 1,000,000 times to clean your room. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a figure of speech in which a word is used to imitate a sound. Examples of onomatopoeic words include, buzz, hiss, and bang. Question number 20. If farthest point is to apogee, then closest point is to blank. A. Closagee. B. Pedagee. C. Perigee. D. Merigee. If farthest point is to apogee, then closest point is to blank. For question number 20, the correct answer is C. Perigee. In astronomy, apogee refers to the point in an orbit when a celestial object is farthest away from the center of mass of the object it is orbiting. For example, the Moon's apogee is the point in its orbit when it is farthest away from Earth. Conversely, perigee refers to the point in an orbit when a celestial object is closest to the center of mass of the object it is orbiting. For example, the Moon's perigee is the point in its orbit when it is closest to Earth. Therefore, if the farthest point is to apogee, then the closest point is to perigee. Question number 21. Nelson Mandela sacrificed so much in his life, family, and a big chunk of his life for things he believed in. Democratic South Africa, with equal rights and beacon of hope for the rest of the world. Nelson Mandela's dream for South Africa, which was realized, was blank. A. Utilitarian. B. Supremacy. C. Democracy. D. Unity. Nelson Mandela sacrificed so much in his life, family, and a big chunk of his life for things he believed in. Democratic South Africa, with equal rights and beacon of hope for the rest of the world. Nelson Mandela's dream for South Africa, which was realized, was blank. For question number 21, the answer is C. Democracy. Nelson Mandela believed in democratic South Africa with equal rights, which implies that his dream for South Africa was to establish a democratic system where everyone is treated equally, regardless of race or ethnicity. Mandela fought against apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation, and dedicated his life to achieving freedom and democracy for his country. His efforts ultimately led to the dismantling of apartheid and the establishment of a democratic government in South Africa. Question number 22. In which layer of atmosphere do all the weather changes happen? A. Troposphere. B. Stratosphere. C. Mesosphere. D. Ionosphere. In which layer of atmosphere do all the weather changes happen? For question number 22, the answer is A. Troposphere. Let us discuss the different levels of Earth's atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere can be divided into 5 different layers based on their temperature gradients and other physical characteristics. These layers are troposphere. The troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. This is where all of our weather occurs, including clouds, precipitation, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It is also where we find the majority of the Earth's breathable air, which is made up of nitrogen, oxygen, and other trace gases. Stratosphere. The stratosphere is located above the troposphere. This is home to the ozone layer, which absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. It is also where we find the jet stream, which is a fast-moving, narrow air current that can impact aviation and weather patterns. Mesosphere. The mesosphere is located above the stratosphere. This is where meteors burn up upon entry into the Earth's atmosphere, creating shooting stars. It is also where noctilucent clouds can be found, which are thin, glowing clouds that can be seen at high latitudes during the summer months. Thermosphere. Thermosphere is the hottest layer among the 5 layers of the Earth's atmosphere. This is located above the mesosphere, and this is where the ionosphere is located, which is a layer of the atmosphere that contains a high concentration of ions and free electrons. This layer is important for radio communication and can cause auroras, or northern lights, when charged particles from the Sun interact with the Earth's magnetic field. Exosphere. The exosphere is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. The exosphere is the layer where satellites orbit the Earth. It is also where the Earth's atmosphere merges with the vacuum of outer space, so there is no distinct boundary between the two. Each layer of the atmosphere has its own unique characteristics and plays an important role in regulating the Earth's climate and supporting life on our planet. Question number 23. The edges of a rectangular solid have these measures: 1.5 feet times 1/2 feet times 3 inches. What is its volume in cubic inches? A. 224. B. 324. C. 234. D. 342. The edges of a rectangular solid have these measures: 1.5 feet times 1/2 feet times 3 inches. What is its volume in cubic inches? For question number 23, the answer is B. 324. To find the volume of the rectangular solid in cubic inches, we need to multiply the length, width, and height of the solid together. However, we first need to convert all of the measurements to inches, since they are currently given in feet and inches. 1.5 feet equals 18 inches, since 1 foot equals 12 inches. 0.5 feet equals 6 inches. 3 inches will stay the same, since it is already in inches. Now we can calculate the volume. Volume equals length times width times height. 18 inches times 6 inches times 3 inches. Therefore, the volume of the rectangular solid is 324 cubic inches. Question number 24. The least common multiple of 5, 2, and 7 is blank. A. 15. B. 35. C. 70. D. 140. The least common multiple of 5, 2, and 7 is blank. For question number 24, the answer is C. 70. To find the LCM of 5, 2, and 7 using prime factorization, we can first write each number as a product of its prime factors. 5 equals 5, 2 equals 2, 7 equals 7, since they are all prime numbers. Next, we can write the LCM as a product of the highest powers of each prime factor that appears in any of the three numbers. In this case, each number only has one prime factor, so the LCM is simply the product of all three numbers. LCM equals 5 times 2 times 7. LCM equals 70. Question number 25. Only 83,152 examinees passed in a licensure examination for professional teachers out of 228,963 examinees. What is the passing rate? A. 36.32%. B. 37.32%. C. 36.82%. D. 37.82%. To find the passing rate for the licensure examination for professional teachers, we need to divide the number of examinees who passed the exam by the total number of examinees who took the exam, and then multiply by 100 to convert the answer to a percentage. Plugging in the given values, we get passing rate equals 83,152 divide 228,963 times 100 equals 0.3632 times 100 equals 36.32%. Therefore, the passing rate for the licensure examination for professional teachers is 36.32%. The answer is A. Thank you for watching Gilles LET review. I hope they've been helpful in your exam preparation. Remember that success in the LET requires consistency and dedication, so I encourage you to come back for more videos to help you stay on track with your studies. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. My goal is to provide you with high-quality content that helps you feel confident and prepared for the exam. So, let's work together towards your success in the LET. Keep studying hard and I'll see you in the next video.